We will continue to respond to what you need and deliver new and exciting products.
Really good question. Let me take that back to my team. I'll get back to you on that as soon as I can.
Thank you.
Jay and I are with you, whatever you need.
This is Jang.
Hey, things moving ahead?
Steady going. How are people responding?
There's a lot of energy out here.
Good. Good. Glad to hear.
Well, I was just checking in on you, my friend. We'll see you and Betty in Cleveland for the big one.
Yeah, can't wait. Hey, give my love to Howard.
Will do.
They were everywhere at once. On the road, in the office, at the factory, always moving, always working, chasing daylight from one town to the next. Every order packed, every meeting held, every late night call answered. The pace was relentless, but so was the belief. And as the business grew, more and more people began to depend on what they were building.
It's almost hard to describe how all in they were in those early days. It was two best friends in their basements figuring out one day at a time.
They were dreaming about conquering the world. They were dreaming about all the things that they were going to do.
That friendship was the basis for this remarkable partnership, probably one of the greatest partnerships in business ever seen in the United States.
Rich had this incredible energy, and he believed so strongly in what they were doing that he knew how to pass that belief on to others just by talking with them. My dad, he was on the road a lot, but he also was at his desk, reading, writing, building the foundation of the business.
That was their rhythm. They both worked together. They trusted each other. My grandpa Simon was Amway's very first tour guide, and in those years of growth, just before it really took off, when the buildings were going up and the factory floor was, buzzing with activity, there were people coming to see Amway and visiting there. My grandfather loved it, and he'd walk people through the buildings. He'd tell them about the company, and he'd explain what the machines were doing and things of that nature. And he was proud of the business that Jay and Rich were building. And during that time, when things were really kind of growing, he pulled my dad aside in a serious, calm voice. He said, "Look, son, this thing is really becoming something," and he could see it's going to be big. And then he said something that really stuck with Dad and with Jay too for the rest of their lives. So, you're making a lot of promises to these people. Just better make sure you keep them.
They had built a business that, if you start doing the numbers, you had thousands of employees, thousands of suppliers, you literally had millions of distributors, and you had all of these lives and families that directly or even indirectly were dependent on the success of this business. They've given their blood, sweat, and tears to it. We can't walk away from that.
That was something that they showed us and modeled for us.
You have two founders that lived by the values that they articulated, and then continue to articulate them to future generations because they were so important. Those values will always be at the center of what this business is.
That kind of leadership, one that puts others first and that lifts people up, I think it's rare, but it's also very powerful. And I think we can all learn from that. When you invest in people, when you lead with trust and belief in others, everybody wins.
After a fire at our aerosol plant here, it was, I think, 1969.
Dad got the phone call in the middle of the night, and it was so loud that he said he could hear it at the house. He immediately got in the car, went down, and was there all night long.
He's a little distressed. The news people are there, and they're talking to him, and you know, the fires are still burning, and you know, they're asking him questions. And he says, well, first, everyone's safe, and the reporter asks the normal question, well, what now? What are you going to do? And he goes, well, we're going to rebuild it. You know, we got work to do. You know, we got products to make. We got customers to serve. And it was the clarity and the strength of that response at that time. I mean, literally, they're still putting out the fires. And so it was their determination in the beginning that continued to move us through. They kept going forward. And what made it possible was their total commitment.
They both knew that the business was about people. It is about people, always has been about people.
My dad would say, if our business owners aren't thriving, then we aren't thriving either. That mindset guided every decision.
I think the connection to Dad and Jay is special because they know how much they cared.
When it came to making business decisions, they always asked, is this good for our employees? Is this good for our ABOs?
Those things carry forward even till today.
There are certain things about Amway that do not change. Those things are the dream, the vision, the hope for people. When we sat in the basement 25 years ago, we talked about making it possible for people to improve their lives. That has not changed. And so the dream and the vision and the opportunity continue.
That's continuing to be inquisitive, continuing to be creative, continuing to develop, redesign, to reimagine, and take on different challenges in unique and different ways, all while sticking true to the values and beliefs that they had when they first started the company.
In order to honor Rich and Jade's legacy, I think it is continuing to treat this business like a family and to make sure that every single person who's involved in this business feels valued and appreciated and loved. And I think to be able to share that goal with, your children and then your children's children, I think they would be smiling down on us.
The intangibles at Amway are many. It's a company that's committed to people. The people who work there, the people who sell our products, and the people who use our products. That's a commitment from us to you, and we will maintain that commitment.
Commitment is necessary in all aspects of life, and it has to do with believing in what you're doing and understanding what you're doing and why you're doing it. And then if you don't have the commitment side of that, it's not going to happen.
They felt immense responsibility to literally everyone. Our dads owned that responsibility and took it very seriously. And they passed it to us to make sure that the decisions we make today are what's best for our business owners, our employees, and their families.
Dad and Jay didn't give us a manual. They didn't give us instructions to say, this is the way you do it forever and ever, amen. They gave us a dream, and they gave us their life example. We try to take in these stories and these understandings and this guidance with the founders' fundamentals and the values, but then we have to figure out how to make it our own. And we have to figure out how to interpret that and to apply it today.
You have two families that care about this company, and they care about this company more than just the profit that it generates. They care about the people that are in it, the people that are impacted by it. That to me is sort of the legacy of all of this.
We know it's our responsibility to our Amway business owners, to our employees, to keep the promises that our dads made, to keep the commitments that they put out there, and to uphold their legacy and their story.
Their story isn't just history, it's a reminder of what's possible.
It's 100 years of trust,
Integrity,
Community,
Persistence, curiosity,
Adventure,
Faith.
vision.
100 years of who they were.